Hello again. I'm Sandra Pollock, and I hope that this video finds you and yours well. Thank you so much for joining me. So I am continuing to share a few tips to help us get through this second lockdown here in the UK. But actually, some of the tips that I'm sharing can be used anytime in our lives and whatever situation we find ourselves in. So we are encouraged to stay at home and work from home where possible. So I've been talking to a few of my clients and even some of my friends who have adjusted or adjusting now to this working from home thing again. And one of the things that we talked about is how you can feel so pressured to be sitting in front of your laptop or PC, almost, how often do you work? I mean, how many hours do you work? 8 hours, 7 hours, however long, from 9 till 5 or whatever your time scale is. You know, we're working from home. We'll say working from home. We're working at home, really, is the truth. So, how do we deal with that pressure that we feel to sit here and not to move away at all? Well, I'm going to share a couple of suggestions. So, one of those is to realize or to remind ourselves that if we were working in our offices, then we would tend to get up, every now and again, go talk to another colleague, go and get yourself a cup of water or tea or something or coffee or whatever you like to drink. You would move away from your desk as often as you feel necessary. And actually, we do that instinctively. And the reason for that is that the human mind cannot focus and concentrate, on any one thing for any longer on average. Between some people say 25 minutes, some people say 45 minutes. So between that time scale, you can't. So there's no point trying to, because you won't be getting the best out of yourself. You won't be taking in the necessary information, and you certainly won't be giving out to a level of quality and efficiency as what is required. But what we feel is that the minute we get a call or we get a message or an email, we should be on it straight away. And again, this is unreasonable. And we should not allow ourselves to be pushed into that sense of unreasonableness. We need to be kind to ourselves whilst we're at home, working at home. Number one, the pressures around the house or the home are going to be completely different. If you are working and you've got family and children and elders and whoever around you, then that is unusual, isn't it? It's not what you are used to in terms of your working day. So it's important that we are kind to ourselves and be aware of these additional pressures that we find ourselves under. So the first thing is make it a regular point to get up and move away from your working space. I was going to say desk, but I'm very aware that many people don't have a desk. You're maybe sitting at your dining room table, working from there because that's what you have. But it is normal and natural and to be expected that you lose interest, you lose focus. Well, get up, take yourself away between 5, 10, even 15 minutes, walk around, go outside if you can, or go to another room and allow your brain, allow your mind to take a break from whatever it is that you are working on. And remember, you would do this in the normal workplace anyhow. The thing is, you wouldn't even think about it. It's such a normal part of our day-to-day working. So allow yourself that break time, and take a break, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. That's enough. Just take a break, walk away. I tend to go to another room, go make my husband a cup of coffee. It's an excuse for me to do something so that I can take that break away from whatever it is that I'm focused on and that I'm doing. And we need to do that so that we can allow our brains, our minds to get that little clip of being refreshed and refocused so that our output can be at a high standard. Forcing yourself under stress and feelings of guilt, um, really not, they're not going to help you. So don't do that. So that's be nice to yourself and give yourself regular breaks during your working at home time. The second point is, um, you know, to ask yourself the question, what am I going to be doing each day? What am I going to be doing? Now, some people benefit from having to-do lists. You may not benefit from to-do lists. You may have another way of identifying what it is that you're going to be focused on each day. But the whole point is plan what you're going to be focused on. I have to-do lists. And I have lists for me, um, just writing out the things I would like to get done today helps me to focus. When I'm being pulled from pillar to post, looking at different things, helping different people, I like to have something that I can come back to say, okay, let me refocus. What is it that I am going to be focused on today? So I'd like to encourage you, where you can, to write a list of those things that you would like to achieve and accomplish, the tasks that you'd like to complete each day. So make sure you do that. It helps you to remain focused. I'm just looking at my list here. Um, so you've got a list. Absolutely fabulous. That is great. So what's the next thing you need to do with this list? Well, you need to prioritize the things that are more important. If you're like me, your list can be quite long. And sometimes the list includes things that you want to get done that week or that month, not necessarily today. So try to prioritize the things you've written on your list. So, ask yourself questions like, what are the priorities from here? What's really important? Which items on your list are time limited? Do they need to be done by a certain day, a certain time? If you realize, you look at them, that, they can be done in a couple of weeks, then they're not as urgent, obviously, as something that needs to be done by, tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So knowing those things about the items on your list actually will help you to reduce the amount of stress that you feel. And it will give you that control over what you're doing, instead of just randomly, rushing around doing all sorts of different things and not prioritizing the importance of those things. So when do these things need to be completed by? Is this a task that someone else can do? Do you have to do this particular task? So if you've got a team of other people, then look on those things that need to be done. Is if you equate your time to money, is it more expedient for the business for you to do that task in terms of your hourly rate, or is it more expedient for somebody else to do that task and you focus on other tasks that are more suited to your position and your skill, and the value you bring to the organization? So if there is an opportunity to look at your list and make those sorts of decisions, then again, make those decisions. It reduces the amount of stress that you will encounter as you try to adjust again to this working at home situation. And my next tip is review. So at the end of each day, something that I do, I look and I see what is it that I have done during the day. And actually, what I should have said with the other point is that as I complete a task, I tick it off, or you draw a line through it, so that when I look at my list, I can see that I'm actually accomplishing things through the day. Sometimes our focus can get so waylaid by maybe a particular issue or something that isn't going well. And just because that one or two things is not working out the way we want it to, we can forget that actually during the day, there's so many other tasks that we have accomplished. So having that list, ticking things off or scratching them out to say, yes, I've done that, will help you to feel you've accomplished something during the day. So, again, review. And then when you review at the end of the day, you can actually say, oh, wow, actually, today was really a lot more productive than I thought it was. So review those tasks that you've completed. And then from doing that review, you can then create a new list for tomorrow. So at the end of the day, I try to review what I've done and draw up a new list so that tomorrow, when I come to my desk, there's a sheet of paper there helping me to look and to focus on where am I starting today and what am I doing. So review and then create a new list for tomorrow. That really does help you to start your new day in a more positive frame of mind instead of worrying or scrapping about what is it that I need to get started on, or what is it that I need to do. And in addition to your list, the other thing that I tend to do, if I do something during the day that I hadn't written on my list, I add it to the list. This is important, again, with reviewing what you've done, because sometimes we do lots of other things and we forget about them. We don't see them on the list of the important things that we need to focus on. So if you've got a list, but you also do other things that were not on the list to start with, add them to your list. Again, reviewing all of that will make you feel great. And finally, for this session, what I'd like to encourage you to do after you have done your review and created your list for tomorrow, I would encourage you to do a gratitude list. And I talk about gratitude and having a journal and all of that. And I have a different book, a journal that is for my gratitude. So I can look through that. That's date, time, that sort of stuff, and I can see what was I feeling good about at this particular time. So write a gratitude list in your journal if you have a journal. If you don't have a journal, get a journal. What things are you grateful for from today? So again, this is a really great end of day exercise. What are the good things that happened today? Write those down. Why were they good? What did you like about them? Were there any learning points or any aha moments that you encountered during the day? Write those down as well. What did you do well today? Did you do something that actually surprised yourself today? Or did you do something that somebody else said to you that was really good? Write that down. What are you proud of yourself for from today? So the whole point is to end the day on a positive note, not just, not only feeling good about yourself, but having some facts about what was good about today. Now, if you did that, can you imagine starting tomorrow when you come down in the morning, you will remember that at the end of the day, you ended on a high. You reminded yourself about the brilliant things that you did today, even the learning points that you encountered the day before. So you will start the day feeling more positive about the possibilities of what you're likely to achieve in this new day. And, working to organize yourself in this way as we work through this lockdown period will help you reduce the amount of stress and guilt and frustration and pressure that you may be feeling, and also give you the control to manage your thinking, to manage your focus, and to manage what and how you are doing in this period of lockdown. But these are great tips for, ordinary times as well. So I hope that has been useful. If you need any help or support, then please get in touch. You can see my information scrolling across the screen. Do reach out and get in touch. I am here to help and support you in any way that I can. And, don't hesitate. So, signing off for now, but I will be sharing some more tips to help us through this lockdown period and to help us take control of the situation. And there is always that issue about being focused on what you can control and letting go and releasing those areas that you can't. So until next time, this is Sandra Pollock. Thank you so much for joining me, and like and subscribe to the channel. That way you will, number one, be sharing this information with other people, but also you won't miss I come back with another series of gems to help us all through this time. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Bye.